What is going on? Where am I? Things are different. Wait, that music sounds familiar. What is this? Oh no, I don't know what I'm doing. This is the Block Party, the Changelogs with Bearded Sloth, and I'm Bearded Sloth. Hey guys, I didn't want you guys to miss out on the Changelogs, so we're gonna do them. I'm gonna try to keep up with them. Probably just gonna do official game changing logs, right? Maybe not do all the hot fixes and stuff, but official game releases. That's what I'm going to try to do. Today is July 5th, 2025. So this just goes back basically this past week on what we did. If you have ever listened to the Block Party, a Minecraft podcast, right? If you've been a part of that, then you kind of know where I'm going with this. But by popular demand, I'm back because you guys were missing out on the changelogs. We did our episode 200, which was epic, awesome. Unfortunately, the main podcast is not going to continue at this point, right? We might do a show here and there. We're still doing stuff. This is just for the YouTube audience right now. This isn't going on Spotify as far as I know. So you're getting video, you're getting all this right here on our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to our secondary channel. That's where all the live streaming and that kind of stuff's going to go. This is going to be a pre-recorded stuff here. Basic editing. I don't want to get too far into that stuff. I'll edit the audio just like I did with podcasts and stuff, but you guys are getting my face. So welcome YouTube video watchers and not just listening. I know the podcast before, the main podcast, was not video unless you were on Spotify, but here you go. It's right here. All right, let's get into the changelogs. Let me see if I can figure out OBS and everything I'm doing over there. This is cool. I did change up the studio. Obviously, behind me looks totally different. So much more room. It's not set up for multiple people at the moment, so it's just me is what you're getting. All right, I do have the changelogs. I'm going to read them. Of course, you can get everything from Minecraft.net. That's where basically all this comes from. I'm going to grab these from their Discord, Minecraft's Discord, which is awesome. Go be a part of that if you're not. Really cool. Make sure you check out our Discord. All that can be found theblockpartymc.com, of course. All right, let's get right into it. I'm going to start with Bedrock. Basically, just going to read these right off the screen here. So Bedrock 1.21.93 came out 7/3/2025. That's July 3rd, 2025. All right. So this is a new update, addresses a few issues with the 1.21.90 release, of course. There's a link right there, as you can see, bugs.mojang.com. You can check all that out. All right. Bug fixes and features. General. Fixed a bug causing packs in world templates to disappear. Not good. Not good at all. Added music disc. Lava Chicken by Hyper Potions. Yes, Lava Chicken. Who else is excited? Yes, it drops when defeating a baby zombie riding a chicken, which is called Chicken Jockey. Did you guys see the movie yet? You got to see the movie. It's on HBO Max, I think. So make sure you check that out. All right. Split screen players on PlayStation and Switch can now access their player data. Example, inventory, right? Created in 1.21.80 and earlier. All right. Graphical, slightly reduced the emissive intensity of torches, redstone torches, soul torches, and soul lanterns in vibrant visuals. Fixed parent setup not running with the correct context switch caused animation issues in some packs. Glowing text on signs no longer gets overly bright when looked at directly in vibrant visuals. Are you guys loving the vibrant visuals? I'm loving it. The only thing is you can't have your own packs on, right? So I kind of don't like that part of it, but it's awesome. All right, mobs here. Fixed performance degradation when a happy guest is leashed close to the ground. Air friction is now only applied to boats when they are leashed. Boats are still prevented from orbiting the player when leashed. Boats once again retain momentum when moving off ledges. User interface fixed issue where the player was not able to move the camera while using the interact button on touch devices. And technical updates. Usually we don't read those, but here's just a couple API stuff. Added a new condition, passenger of entity, that allows checking which vehicle entity type is being ridden by the damaged entity that is dropping loot. Like, damaged by entity allows specifying an entity type field to check against when deciding which entry in a loot table to select. Added a new condition, is baby, that allows checking if the entity that is dropping loot is a baby. I'm guessing that's added with the happy gas stuff, right? Because you can write them and whole new mechanic there. So really cool. So yes, that was the Bedrock 1.21.93. All right, let me switch over here. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Let's find the Java one for you. Man, I cannot find it. There we go. All right, Java changelogs. All right, this came out June 30th, 2025. It's the 1.21.7 update. There are new features and changes here. Added a painting of a good boy by artist Sarah Bovine. Something like that. Added music disc Lava Chicken by Hyper Potions. Again, drops when defeating a baby zombie riding a chicken, otherwise known as Chicken Jockey. I don't think I do a very good job at that. Let me know. The data pack version is now 81. The resource pack version is now 64. Bugs fixed here. Loading and unloading a resource pack that uses a X32000 Atlas breaks the game. The moon is rendered incorrectly on some Qualcomm graphics, so phone stuff, I think. I think my last phone had that. I'm not sure if my new one does. I think it does actually have that. Field maps are rendered incorrectly on some Qualcomm graphics. Text displays with the shadow tag enabled and the see-through tag disabled exhibit Z plane fighting at a close distance. TTF glyphs are incorrectly rendered over some elements. Good Boy is missing from Java Edition. The breaking particles of droppers and dispensers facing up or down appear incorrect on some Qualcomm graphics. Blindness and darkness fog effects no longer work underwater. The game crashes upon startup on some AMD graphics. Texture Atlas leaks textures after resource reload. Sometimes you pass through the happy gas when you get off while going forward. Repeatedly reloading a 512 by 512 resource pack will eventually result in severe graphics corruption. Text on glowing signs is not visible on some graphics. Memory leak in item stack or render state leads to out of memory error. Force upgrading does not write new data version to converted data. The server crashes when certain mobs ride a turtle. And right there, you can leave feedback at that link there. This again, I read this off their Discord. Check it out. So cool. Gotta be sure you're a part of the Minecraft community. I know you guys miss the podcasts and everything. We're still around. The block party's still not going anywhere. We are branded for life, I think. I love the block party. I love doing the podcast. Figured it was time to end it on top. So thank you guys for supporting us. Continue to support us. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, all those good things. You can do that on this channel, but also check out our secondary channel. Definitely don't want to miss that. That's where most of the stuff is. You can still find Holy Bookworm there. I think Little C's still doing stuff over there. I'm going to do stuff over there. So don't miss out. theblockpartymc.com. You can still email us if you want. contact@theblockpartymc.com. I'll still check that out every so often. Maybe you'll get a direct reply from me. Who knows? All right. Thanks for checking us out. Thanks for putting up with my changelogs. I know it's not for everybody, but a lot of you missed it. So thank you for being a part of that. All right. Bye all. See ya. Goodbye. Stop recording right now.